I'm pretty sure the last time I was up here giving a testimony, I was like this tall, and I had to like be held up to do it. So luckily I don't have to be held up this time. So that's already a good thing. My time at Pickett Pond, I was there at the morning shift on Saturday and the night shift on Saturday. And I'll tell you this much, I had better luck the night shift than I did the morning shift, which was surprising. Now, for the morning shift, I was there with my grandparents and some other people, and I was kind of a bit scared to hand out the tracts, and I was scared of rejection. But I was able to hand it out. It was very slow the first hour, but as the day went on, more people started coming, and we got more people in the back, so that was really good. And I was watching my grandpa hand out the tracts, and he just had to wait. I know he used a water bottle to get somebody, and let me tell you, I do not have that skill. But I was able to give them the tracts, and one thing I realized is people are going to say no, and that takes down your confidence levels. You will get more shy as they say no, and you just got to keep going. There will be people who say yes. There will be people who are thirsty for it and who need it, and they will listen to us. And there were, and we got people in the back, and hopefully these people truly did get saved. Now, fast forward to when I was there that night. I was with my mom, my brother, and everybody else who was there that night, and I was a bit nervous. It was my first time being there at night, and I heard that's when all the people come out and have a certain thing in mind, and it's not to get saved, sadly. And I didn't know how it was going to work out. I thought it was going to be terrible, and I thought the morning was going to be better. And as it went on, we were able to get the tracts out, and I learned from some very important people that what I did that morning was way harder. I was asking, would you like a tract? And that gives people the option to say, yes, I want it, or no, I don't want it. But I saw people were just saying, here's a tract, take this tract, and it doesn't really give them the option to say no. Most people will just take it, and that worked. And during the morning when I was there, I sat back with my dad for a couple times when he was witnessing, and the first thing that came to my mind when he finished witnessing to the first people was, I never want to do that. That is not what I'm good at. I will hand out the tracts. I do not want to be back in the booth. That night, the people who were back in the booth, they were witnessing, and all of them were taken. And I had the clipboard and the riddles that Mr. Saunier was using, and I got someone with it. I had 2 boys that I got with it. And I asked them, are you 50, 75, or 100% sure you're going to heaven when you die? One of them said, yes, I'm 100% sure, and the other said, no, I'm not. And so I said, all right, follow me, I can help. And so I got him back there, and I was like, all right, now to hand it, there's no one to hand it off to. All right, what do I do now? I can't just say, all right, I'm sorry, the people, they're taken, carry on with your night, bye-bye. So I decided, all right, well, God will give me strength. This is clearly what he wants me to do. I'm not going to say no to what God wants me to do because that is never good. And I took him back. I had him sit down. They called their mom over, and I was explaining. And I was able to get through it, and I hope I was able to be a good witness to the one who wasn't saved. And I asked him, I said, all right, what are you going to do now? And he said, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to get saved. So I said, all right, perfect. Now here's this special tract. It has everything I just explained, just in case you kind of forget, because I know it's a long night, you're going to do more. He says, all right, he takes it, and I say, I'm sorry if it wasn't perfect. That was my first time doing this. And the mom just looked at me and she said, listen, that was really good. You did good. That was really inspiring. So then I said goodbye to them, and I was like, all right, I did it. I'm done. Boom. There we go. I got the one person. All right, are you guys ready for more people? All right. I decided the riddle tactic is really working. No wonder Mr. Saunier was using it. So I get another person, and it's a grandmother, a mom, and a little baby in a stroller. And I come up to the mom, and I say, I have a riddle for you. And I was able to get her. And I said, all right, now here's a box right here because I think somebody was using the doors. And I got the box, and at first she was a little cautious. She was like, I'm not looking in the box. She said, it's Halloween. There is something in that box. It's not going to be anything related to why Jesus died. I said, Trust me, I know it's Halloween. I know there are pranks. This is not a prank. You're going to want to look in it. She looked in it, and she just smiled, and she called her mom over. And the mom was like, no. And she was like, Mama, it's all right. You can look in it. It's not a prank. So I said, yes, it's not a prank. I know it's Halloween. We're not doing that. And so she looks in it, and she just smiles and then just walks off and gets on a phone call. So I start witnessing to the mom, and she has her little baby in a stroller, so she kind of had to get the baby to settle down. And I said, all right, are you 50, 75, or 100% sure you're going to heaven when you die? She says, I'm 100% sure. And I was like, yes, all right. Boom. I don't need to worry about getting someone back there again. And I asked her, I'm like, all right, well, why are you 100% sure? And she says, well, I got baptized today. All right, well, that's okay. I guess I'm doing this again. All right, God, please help me, give me strength. I don't know if I can do another person. And I say, well, yes, you got baptized. Well, that doesn't mean you're saved. And she just said, what do you mean? And I said, where in the Bible does it say that getting baptized will get you saved? And she said, well, when Jesus was getting baptized, he said, this do as an example. And said, yes, an example that you are saved. And I said, you know what saved means, right? And she said, yes, believing Jesus died for you. And I said, yes, that's how you get saved, is by asking for forgiveness, telling him that you believe he died for your sins. And I said, have you prayed with that prayer? Are you thankful for him? Have you asked for his forgiveness? She said, yes, I am. And I said, all right, is it all right if I pray with you right now, just thanking Jesus and helping and asking him to help us be a good example? She said, yes. We prayed. By the time she was praying, she was in tears, and she was just saying, thank you so much. And then she walked off, and I said, booyah. I prayed. I witnessed. All right, we're done. Perfect. I was like, you know what? I'll try the riddle one more time. It's not really going to hurt. So I did it again, and I got these 2 teen girls, and guess what? The people witnessing were witnessing to other people. So I was like, all right, God, I get it. I said earlier today I wasn't going to do this, but this is cruel. So I got him back in the booth, and I was just like, please, God, please help me. Just come give me strength and courage to do this. And he did, but I was still a stuttering mess and was shaking. But I was able to do it, and I witnessed to them, and it was very hard because they were teen girls, and I'm a teen girl, and that just kind of chaotic. They were just laughing at everything. I made a mistake, they would laugh, I would laugh. It was very awkward, and yeah. But this is when Satan really decided, all right, you did a good job with the first 2, I let you off. I'm going to lay it down with these ones, and he did. The fireworks started as I was doing this, and I know that might seem not like a bad thing, except for the fact that one of the girls I was witnessing to was scared of fireworks. And each time it would go off, she would jump and scream, and then they would laugh and laugh and laugh. And yeah, that kind of got them off on the point. So then I had to get them back in. I'm like, all right, back to what I was saying. And then I said, let's say you're over at the carnival ride, you're riding the Ferris wheel or something. It breaks, you fall, I'm sorry, you die. Where are you going? You going to heaven or are you going to hell? And they're like, I don't know. I'm probably going to hell. I said, all right, I can help you with that. And I was able to get them, showed them the Bible verses, and I was able to give them the little card that I gave the other boy, and I explained, I said, here's this. I gave them both a done book, and I said, all right, what are you guys going to do now? The one girl said, I'm going to go home and get saved. And the other one, who was scared of fireworks, said, I'm going to go home and I'm going to do this with my sister, just show her, and we're both going to get saved together. Said, all right, perfect, bye. And they walked off. We went our separate ways. Maybe I don't even know, an hour later or something, we were just in there doing our thing. They were handing out the tracts. I was just like, all right, I need a break, just drinking my soda. I know, I needed soda after all that. And I watched a police woman run, somebody messed up. And then I see another guy run, and I'm like, the woman's place. Wait, no, the guy's chasing the woman. Isn't it supposed to be the other way? The police officer chasing the guy. I'm like, oh, wait, that guy's got a gun and stuff. He's a police. I could see his badge and stuff. And I said, all right. I'm like, wait, but what are they chasing? Then I hear screaming, and everybody's like, run, fight, gun! And everybody's just stampeding down. And we all were told to get out of the way so that we didn't get in the stampede and to just not be in the running mess, and everybody's just running. The cops are running this way, people are running that way, everybody's screaming, there's a fight, there's a gun, and it was kind of chaotic, and that got me thinking. That doesn't just happen in horror movies, or in whatever comedy, superhero movie. It will happen in real life, and if the person really did have a gun and did shoot someone, where would they have gone? Would they gone to heaven or hell? Things will happen, and it's not a joke. It's the truth. It's gonna happen. We need to be prepared, and we need to know where we're going when we die, which is why we're here, is to spread the gospel to them. And it might be scary the first time. I know it was definitely scary for me. Like I said, I was a stuttering, shaking mess, and it's definitely pretty nerve-wracking. And I just had to trust that God would give me the strength to do it, and he did. And I was able to show them the gospel and explain it to them. And all I can do right now is pray that those people were true when they said that they were going to go home and get saved. And that's what we got to continue doing, is we've got to continue going around spreading the gospel and just explaining, because as every day goes on, the world gets worse and more things happen. There's more craziness, and we need to know where we're going when we die. And we need to make sure other people know where they're going when they die. And hopefully it won't be hell. Thank you.